Nicole Buck and Brandon Delaney are suing Paul Harvey, the defendant, for unreturned property and harassment. The defendant is countersuing the plaintiffs for unpaid rent, the cost of a rifle, and emotional distress. Now, according to your statements, Nicole, you used to date the defendant. Yes. And the defendant was, Brandon, a good friend of yours. And Nicole, you outright admit that you had an affair with Brandon behind the defendant's back. Is that correct? All right. Now, Paul, they claim that when you found out about the affair, that you were upset and you threatened to take your own life or take their lives. Is that correct?
No, that is correct. I did say that.
Now, not only do you say that he threatened your lives, but that he did it on the phone. I think we have a copy of that. I'd like to listen to that now.
I once knew a sick man. Everywhere he went with a knife in hand, with a slash here and a stab there, he'd take a life without a care. He had no soul, his heart replaced by a black hole. Even if a girl said no, he'd hold it down and have a go. This man's name was Paul. His boys thought he was cool, because he carried a tool. Not knowing he was a fool, he would steal, rape and kill. Always bragging about the thrill, says he weren't mentally ill, just bored. Then one night his mate scored, wanna try a little coke? Yeah, blood, but I'm broke. That don't matter, we're tight. Sound rough, too right. So they're down the dark alley. Sure enough, a knife he did carry. They wrapped up on a phone. Both these men fully grown new first. Paul says, this ain't coke, in a hearse. It's not coke, it's speed. While his head's spinning, they roll up some backy and weed. He's losing control, and that'll soon start to show.
People gotta fight to survive. Families getting hurt with all this crime. People taking too many innocent lives. So we fight through this life. People gotta fight to survive. Families getting hurt with all this crime. People taking too many innocent lives. So we fight through this life.
Round the back of Sainsbury's, they see an old lady. Paul turns to his friend and says she's gonna pay me. Now he's gone a little crazy, he goes storming over there. It's someone's mum, but he don't care. He grabs her by the throat, then reaches into his coat and breaks out the knife. Threatens to take her life. Feeling a little lightheaded, make sure his mate can see, so he'll get the credit. She's crying and scared, but it's Paul that's unprepared. Demands all her money, laughing like it's funny. Thinks she's gonna die, so she hands it over. Paul smiles and thanks her. Feeling really high, he stares her in the eye, wondering what he's gonna do. She's too old to screw, so he rams that knife into her heart, as if it was a board and a dart. Feels like a spoon in jelly. He watches the blood run down to her belly. Paul takes a photo, cause he's got a shit memory, and he doesn't want to let go. She's dropped dead. Paul goes off, holding up his head.
People gotta fight to survive. Families getting hurt with all this crime. People taking too many innocent lives. So we fight through this life. People gotta fight to survive. Families getting hurt with all this crime. People taking too many innocent lives. So we fight through this life.
2 months later and Paul's in a cell. He ain't doing so well. Now he's the one being raped. Isn't karma great? Chokes cock to stay alive, cause now Paul's another man's wife. Not officially, but Paul gets bent over by Billy. And now Paul's called Pauline. Somewhere definitely ain't clean. Genital warts and crabs. Paul don't have breasts, but Billy still grabs. Gets cut when he don't comply. Can't tell the screws cause the enemy says a lie. Eventually can't take no more, so Paul holds a blade up under his own jaw. The role is switched. He now thinks life's a bitch. Still don't blame himself. Can't be me, it's someone else. Either way, his life's gonna end. Cause in apartment, he doesn't have a single friend. Paul pulls the blade to the right. For a man like him, there's no bright light. So learn a lesson from Paul. You can live that life, but it's not so cool.
People gotta fight to survive. Families getting hurt with all this crime. People taking too many innocent lives. So we fight through this life. People gotta fight to survive. Families getting hurt with all this crime. People taking too many innocent lives. So we fight through this life.
Okay, but why do I have to leave?
Because I'm going to kill him, and I'm going to make you watch. I will tear you piece by piece apart.
Why would you make a statement like that?